Hi everyone, I'm Marcie Besker and I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Welcome, welcome. It is Tuesday. It is 2:04 and I am super excited to have you here. I'm making sure my volume is on and it is. Yay, it's a good day. All right, so I have a lot to share with you today and I have some fun things. We're going to do a drawing of the people. Actually, I drew the name already of the people that shared my post. Every time I got a comment like I asked, I'm going to turn my fan on really quick because I have been running around. So every time somebody had posted that they shared, like I asked in last Tuesday's video, and posted one of my videos and shared it, I wrote your name down, and I did a drawing just a little bit ago because I have a lot to do during the video and some things to share. So I wanted to make sure I got that taken care of. Darlene, Carla, and Bonnie, welcome. Okay, so I just had a call from a client, a customer, so I was like trying to hurry. Hi Nola, hi Terry, welcome, welcome. Okay, so a couple of announcements from the get-go. The item that I'm drawing is super exciting, and I'll tell you about it in a little bit, but I can't show it to you. So somebody's going to be getting it, and they may get it. They won't get it before you see it. They'll probably get it right after, so that'll all work out. Hi Jeannie, hi Tashana, welcome, welcome. Hi Debbie. I know, Karen, if you're here, say hi. I know you just messaged me and asked me if I was on yet. I was running a little bit behind. I had to go refill my tea and make a pit stop on my way back. So now we're set up. So somebody had asked, and I don't remember who, I'm so sorry, but you had asked about, on the last video, I said I didn't know what I wanted to do on the next video because I have so many things I want to play with. And you said the... give it a whirl die set. So that's what we're going to do today. So I have a few tips and tricks that I learned. I did a few of them, so I'll show you a couple different examples. This is the cute little one that we're going to create today. But I'm also going to show you some other ones that I just kind of played with, and then we'll talk a little bit about some tips and tricks, and I can give you some ideas on it. It's a lot easier than you think. It's really not that difficult, so it's going to be a fun one. Oh, Arlene, welcome. Stephanie, hello. Angela. Okay, so my next one is my email. Okay, so a couple of you have emailed me, and you may get a really weird response that it's, I can't even remember what she said. It says, somebody had told me, but it said something about being reviewed. I've been getting some weird emails and some really strange from Russia, and I get no other spam in this email box. I kind of think I might have posted my link on YouTube. Sorry, I think I need some color. I think I might have put my email on YouTube and maybe somebody picked it up. I don't know. But I am getting your emails. I just happen to have to go into this little trapper program I have and make sure and divide what's real and what's not, and what I want and what I don't. So just don't worry, I am getting your emails. Great, Tashana. Hello, Jennifer. Hi, Carol. Okay, so that's my other one. So Sarah went on the Facebook today, and she showed us something I wanted to share with you. And I kind of knew this, but not to the extent on what she showed us. So with the paper, the pansy petals, I was going to say paper pansies. With the pansy petals, she showed us that with the dies, okay, these came out of the paper, and I don't have the paper in front of me, but for those of you that have it, or just so you know, you can use your dies and cut out 110 flowers out of the DSP. Okay, so let me grab that. I have them right here. So this is what I did is I pulled this out, and I already have some in here that I either stamped or die cut. But here's the leaves, okay? And then the flowers, I don't know if I have, well, here's some more flowers that I did die cut out. So the flowers are also, I should really be putting these in my little envelope. So if you want to make a quick card, and you know, you don't necessarily need this big huge flower piece of paper in the background. Let me find one because I've been cutting them up and using them. So I may have the large ones all gone already. Oh, I probably do. Well, they're this size, and they are in the DSP, kind of like this, but larger. And you can cut them out and create your own flowers just from the DSP and the dies. So keep that in mind when you are buying your DSP and your dies. Yeah, I must have used all the other ones up. So, oh, my daughter's calling me. Sorry. I must have used all the dies up, but I mean all the paper up with the dies. But and then you have the leaves like this. So just use your dies and you can create some really great projects with just that. And the thing about this set is you can use your DSP with your dies. You can stamp and then use your dies. And then you can also use the dies to layer up and use the DSP. So just kind of a helpful tip for this suite. The next one she showed us is Bloom Where You're Planted. And I did this on a card for my daughter for her birthday because she loves, I did do a lot of the stamping, but in your package here, you can find your pots like this and use the dies. So I just wanted to show you these helpful tips. Oh, I'm glad you found me live. And okay, so like I did here, see, I cut this pot out right here. So, and then they do the same thing for the plants like this. Like here's one of them. And there's another set of plants that are, you know, a little closer to the dies. This one right here. Nope, not that one either. Where is it? And you can even cut out the ones that are already potted. I mean, there's so many. So this is just a helpful tip I wanted to share with you she just shared it. And I said, you know what, this is really a good tip. And I cannot find the right thing. Well, of course, while I'm looking for it, I can't find it. But there is one in here that just goes exactly with the dies. So I don't want to waste your time looking for it. But anyway, so you will find it. And it has these flowers, the plants on there. And you can just cut them out. And there we go. And so this one, this one, this one all cut out. And so, I mean, they're gorgeous just like this, but you could also stamp them. So just a helpful tip on that. The other one that she shared with us was the big, In the Wild, the cats. Now, I do not have the bundle, but I do have the paper because like I said in my paper show, the reverse sides of the paper just, there's a lot that you can use. So I don't have the bundle, but she also used a light box. And then she took some of the papers out and turned them over and did reverse images. And it just shows how many of these items that you can get. And I'm going to put these on my blog so you can have it and see what I'm talking about and how many images you can get. So like on this one, 46 pots and 32 plants, 110 flowers and 316 leaves. So that is a lot. So I just wanted to share that with you because that is super helpful to just use your dies and have all those images to play with. Okay, I've been looking for her, but this wasn't coming up. Yeah, Karen, I was a little bit late. That's why. Okay, so I'm trying to read at the same time. Sorry. All right, so here's our cute little card that we're going to make. So let me put, I'm going to start it out here. Happy birthday, Yule Goat. Okay, and then it's got the little arrow. You're going to turn it. And now it says, I got you a cake. And then you're going to turn it. But I ate it. How cute is that? And then I just used those same colors and just kind of blended a little bottom just to kind of match our masking, and that was the inside. I did put the granny apple green that just kind of matches here. These are retired, not gonna lie, but I like how they went, and I have them, and if you have them, use up your stuff. Basic adhesive back sequin. So these are retired, but I liked how these kind of matched and how it kind of went. This is our brad, and it's blue because I colored it blue. So I'll show you all of that right now. So I'm going to pull up my die machine. All of our, now my phone just keeps going blank on me like I'm not watching this. So I just want to get out of this and make sure I can see the comments without it going black on me. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so let's do our card base. I have Knight of Navy. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my machine so we have it. We're going to do a little bit of die cutting. And I'm going to do it just to the side here because you guys know what that looks like. I'm not going to worry about having this over just a tad. Okay, so we have our weighted goat that we're going to use. And I have a couple other ones I'm going to show you that I used on some different cards, and I'll show you those. The party puffins, I used the little cake from there. I thought that was just so cute for it to say I had a cake, and so I decided to add a little cake also. All right, so what we're going to do first is I have a sheet of thicker cardstock, the thick basic white and a regular basic white. We're going to start with the regular. And the Give It a Whirl dies, you have a lot of dies. So you've got some really cute like circles and hearts, and this is where I got the arrow from. And then you've got these that are just stitched arrows, so you could just put that on there and go ahead and put it through the machine. It's just going to give you a little emboss. You have a little label here that you can use. And then on my other side, this is the circle we're going to use for the thick basic. I used it on the thick. And then you have some different shaped windows to use, whatever you want. Some clouds. I don't even know what this is yet. I haven't even checked to see what that is. And it might be a circle to where your brad's going to go in, and it might be to reinforce it. I don't know. If anybody knows what that is, I haven't looked into that. I just actually saw it right now and said, I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what it could be. So anyway, there's some different things. And we are going to use the circle. So I'm going to pull that out. And we're going to use this one. And we're going to use this first. And this is going to go on our white, our regular basic white cardstock. So let me just die cut that out. Alright, so here's our front panel. And while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and take our thicker white cardstock, and we're just going to cut out that circle. And now my paper moved all over the place. I'll fix that. You can tell that second time that went through it was nice and smooth because I actually put my boards in kind of aligned. When I don't put them in aligned, you know, they kind of rub on the side and don't go in as smoothly. And then I just put this back here. And we're still going to use the circle, but not quite yet. So I'm going to go ahead and just slide the machine over a little bit and try and get back in focus here. Hello, Jennifer. Debbie and Darlene, thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it. Okay, so what we're going to do first is we're going to go ahead and do our stenciling. So I use this really cute stencil, and I wish I remembered what it was called. It'll be in the description. I think it's Patterns. Oh, maybe, Terry. I would think that the brad would stick up a little bit, but it's possible. That could be. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and put our stencil down like this. I have my blue and my green, and here's something I found that I want to share with you. Is I decided I'm going to order some more of the blue, because on here I have a lot of Night of Navy when I did a project, and sometimes I do really a lot of darker blue. And so when I do the light blue, it's not quite as light as I wish it would be. So I think I'm just going to keep a light blue blending tool separate. But for now, we're going to just use this one. But that's just a note that I'm telling you that I think that's what I'm going to do. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it. I'm not going to tape it down or anything because it's not a crazy project, and I can realign these lines up really well. So I'm just going to get some green on there. I don't need a whole lot. It doesn't need to be super dark, and that's all I want. But I'm also going to bring in my inside panel, and we probably have to cut this down because I didn't even think about it. And we're going to also blend on that too. So now I'm just going to set that aside and leave it open because we're going to go to this panel over here. Now here's my balmy blue, and I'm just going to add a little bit. Plenty of Patterns. Thank you so much, Karen. I know it's on my description, but for some reason the name escaped me. All right, so now I'm going to hold this down, and I like to still start off and then come on. And I'm just kind of giving it a little bit of a scene. You know how I like scenes. So I'm just kind of doing a little bit of some sky and some grass, nothing crazy. Now you could go in and add some clouds and some birds and, you know, make this, you know, whatever the scene is that you want. Do some tufts of grass or whatever. But I just kind of wanted to keep it simple because I'll tell you what, when I did this card yesterday, I was really not happy. Not this card, but the card that I did. I really wasn't happy with it. Oh, Sandy, you're funny. No problem. Nails are important. I get it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring this in, and I have a piece of this masking tape, kind of washi tape stuff. So I'm just going to bring this over, and I'm not even going to wash it off because I'm really not, oops, I'm going to go from the bottom. I'm not going to go all the way up, but I am going to align this on my line. And see how this one's kind of a tighter, because it's such a small space. I'm going to move this down a little bit. And then I'm just going to go up here and just put this on a line. Doesn't have to be super high. Right about there. Does that even look right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Yep, I guess so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the green first because it's a lighter color. And I'm just going to hold it here and just kind of go here and go here. And maybe just at the top up there just a bit. And then I'm going to go in with the blue. And actually, you probably really don't even need to pick up too much color. It's already on there from before. It's not going to be as vibrant because it's such a small spot. But you want to make sure that you get that, you know, the two different colors on there. Okay, so that is fine with me. I just want to add a little bit of color, a little bit of design, just to kind of tie it in. So now I'm just going to set that aside. All right, let me just wipe my hands, make sure I don't have any ink from the stencil. All right, so I'm going to cut this down because I know that this is the wrong size. So we are going to cut it at 3 3/4. And I'm going to look at it, and I like how busy this is, and this is like a big stretch over here, so I'm actually going to turn it. So I always look at my design and figure, okay, what side can I, you know, cut some off of and I don't need. So that's what I'm going to do. So it's 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm going to pull in some green for my background because my card base is navy. So I'm going to add the Granny Apple green, and I'm going to do 4 by 5 1/4. Hi, Jennifer. Okay, so here we go. And then here we're going to panel this right up, and that will go on the inside. So we'll just set that aside. And because I've already slivered off green, you can use green or blue. I think I'm going to use blue, and I do have a scrap piece here. And I'm going to use the blue just because it's going to pop a little bit on the inside. So I'm just going to send a little piece down. You don't even have to measure it. It doesn't really matter. You just want to add a little bit, an accent there. Now we're going to go ahead and add our circle. So you see how this template cut out this little circle? Now all of these windows have the little circle there. So when you put it in, you could put this anywhere you wanted. You can just have your saying wherever you want. But because we're putting our little goat down here, I'm going to pull it up here. Now, if I were going to put the goat over here, I would probably put it over there just to kind of help balance the card. So I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. So let me die cut that. Laying it down, I'm aligning the holes. It's actually just the hole on the paper and the hole in the die. And let's just cut that out. All right, so there we go. Now, don't throw this circle away, and I'm going to tell you why. If you use something different than the circle, so if you decide to use like this pie-shaped one, or the rectangle, or the heart, you're going to need yourself a circle. And I've done this in other cards, not the Give It a Whirl, but other types of cards. And it really helps with motion cards, and I'm going to show you what I do. But let me put this away so I don't lose it. Okay, we're going to bring our card base in. Let's go ahead and add this. So we're going to line this up. Hi, Judy. We're going to align that. And I'm just going to take my glue and add a little bit. We don't need a whole lot. I don't want it squishing out everywhere. And I don't usually go all the way to the end because I think this is going to be a little longer, but that's okay. Hi, Cheryl. All right, we're going to add that right there. and right there. All right, pick that up, and we're going to trim that off. Oh, look at that, I did. Okay. I know it wasn't dry enough, but I was afraid that I was going to do that. But that's okay. Pick it up. Put it where you want it. And then we will erase that off, that little bit of glue. Not worried about it. But now I can have a better hold of it. And I just don't want the glue to fall and stick somewhere. Okay. So this can now go on for our inside. And we can layer that up. Oh, it's warm in here today. I had to be at DMV this morning. We bought just a little putt-putt card to go behind our motorhome. And it just kind of fell into our laps. It was just a really, really good deal. But friend of a friend's mom passed and had this little tiny car that had hardly any miles on it. We weren't going to do it. We were just going to tow our own car. But then this opportunity came up. So we did it. So now this can go on the inside. But we, you know, they aren't taking appointments right now, not at our DMV anyway. So we had to be in line this morning at 7:50. Actually, the seller was in line at 7 o'clock, bless her heart. And so we just kind of showed up right when she told us to be there at 7:50. That's what we did. And anyway, it was an early morning. And then I came back and created this card because I'll show you the card that I did. I did a couple yesterday and they were just kind of trial cards, but I ran out of time and I wanted to create something a little bit different. All right, so now we're going to do our stamping. Don't lose your circle. We're going to just move that aside and let's start with our stamping. If you look at this die, let me see if you could see. Can you see that indentation there? It's on, there's like a, it's like a 3 pies. Okay, so there's like 3 pies. So what we're going to do is we are going to do this so it can dry because it's going to be in the back and my ink pad was a little inky and took a little while to dry. Let me move my lens so I don't get them all over. So the first one I want to do, hi Carolyn, is I wanted to do happy birthday you old goat. So I'm going to stamp off just to make sure my ink is just not too wet, and I think this looks fine. And I'm just going to center it. Now let me tell you, here's my little post-it note I had. You could put 2 post-it notes on here so that you can make sure whatever you stamp is in that area. But these fit fairly well, and you want them down a little way. So let me show you. Here's one of my other cards that I did, and I was just kind of playing with. So it says, happy birthday. Oh, wait, that's not where it's supposed to start. Hold on. So it says, is it hot in here or is it just the candles on your cake? I should have stamped this down just a little farther because is kind of cut off and you can't really see it. So think about that when you are doing your card. You could take your die and just lay it on there with a circle there and you can kind of get an image. You can also take a pencil and just kind of pencil in where your window is at and then do your stamping so you make sure you're in your window, and then you can erase your little outline there. So I should have gone down farther. So it says, is it hot in here or is it just the candles on your cake? Which is weird because we're both about 29, right? And then it says happy birthday. The other thing I would have done differently is because this front panel is so big, I would have taken this DSP and taken it all the way to the edges. So that's another thing, is I would have made it 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 so you could actually see the DSP. You can see there's a little more on the left and right than the top and bottom just because of the shape of the size of this. So keep that in mind when you use it. And then I didn't do the inside because that was just kind of an example. The other example I had here is Life is Better with You. I used the basic borders, and I used the clouds on this white panel right here. These are clouds right here, and then of course this cut out part of it. And then I put 2 clouds on top. I turned the clouds upside down. I used the hill, which is this one here, to go up here. And then I used the clouds just as bushes or however you want it to look. And I just thought I wanted to do something a little different. The DSP here is the sky, and that's from the Beauty of the Earth DSP. And then I just kind of added the little pig and from the Peekaboo set, the little cow, and the little, I guess that's a ram. And so that's kind of what I did with this one. But then I thought I wanted to put something down here. It just looks kind of bare. And then I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do something completely different, just to kind of give you guys some different options and ideas. All right, so let's get this stamped. So my head hopefully won't get in the way. And what's nice is it doesn't have to be perfect because you're rolling it, so they're going to see it, right? So happy birthday, you old goat. The next one is, I got you a cake. I know some spots on this ink pad has a little more ink than the others. So I'm looking at it and it's evenly here. I got you a cake. But I ate it. But I ate it. And then what I did is I took this cute little can, and I just put it, you know what, I think I stamped it off, and then I just put it right up there. Just close to the words, just kind of to add, that's a little bit of words, and I wanted to just kind of fill that in a little bit. So that's what I did there. And so then I took this cute little goat that just looks like, look what I have, and he's got his little arms out like he's carrying something. And I'm not going to bore you with coloring, so I stamped him and colored him. Okay? And then I thought, well, if he has a cake, he has to have a cake. So I got this, again, I got it from the Party Puffins. So I thought that was a cute little cake, and that the little goat could be carrying a cake. So we're going to set them right there. I want to make this sure this is dry. I can tell the A is not quite dry because I kind of re-inked my thing and it's kind of big. So I'm going to just lay this down and hold it with one finger like that, and then just kind of go around. You don't want it to smudge, okay? And then I'm going to take my tool and just go right underneath and lift it up. You don't want to smudge it, and so you want to have it on there nice. My other one was a little wet, and I had to toss it because it was, once I put it under and kind of turned it, it just smudged everywhere, and it's still, I want to make sure that it is not going to be wet and smudge. All right, I think that's, seriously, I think this is still really wet. Not really wet, but just enough to smudge, and I don't want it to smudge. Okay, I think that's better. I can. It was funny because I can still see it shiny, and I know it's going to just leak all over the place. All right, so now we have these round and square brads. And now the important part on how to put it together. I'm going to use a little circle. So just a little white circle. And I'm going to put it right in the middle of the front. So I'm going to take this light balmy blue, and I'm just going to take the brushed edge, and I'm going to do it before I put it on. I don't want to put it on and then try to do it, and then it goes off the brad and then gets on our paper. So let's just color this, and it's going to look a little different, and that's okay. It's not going to blend in perfectly, and that is all right. It's just better than, and actually white wouldn't look so bad, because, but it's on blue right there. But if it were on white, like, you could adjust your your stencil probably to be white, and then I wouldn't color it. So that kind of works out nice. Okay, so my secret, what I would do is I'm going to put my brad through here, my brad through there. You're going to take your circle and you're going to put it on just like this. Now, other people may do it differently. This is what worked for me, and it works fine. And so you're going to see that this is going to turn, and I'll show you once we get it on here. What I like to do is put a circle on here, and I'm going to show you why. Take your piercing tool and just put a hole in the middle. And it doesn't have to be perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to put our foam squares on here, and you don't want to put it on the circle, but I kind of want to make sure that there's some lift in the middle. So if you were to put your dimensionals on the outside but nothing in the middle, because you can't, because you don't want your, you know, you've got to have your circle turning, add a little circle there. Honestly, I used my 1.5 punch because I do not get rid of my punches. So I use a 1.5 circle. So if you have a die or a punch, whatever you have, or if you're using this circle, it's perfect. So add that on there and then open the brad. Now, the brad is open kind of wide. I don't push it down because this is going to help turn this by having some room and some space. If you push that down really hard, then this is going to be harder to turn. Okay, so now I'm going to leave that like that, and I'm going to bring in my dimensionals. I'm going to put them on the edges of the circle. I mean, yeah, and of your brad. So they're just down and secure. And then I'm going to put one on each corner. And then I'm going to put one just right here to just help with the lifting of the middle of the card so that it has a little more support. You really should not put any close to your turning mechanism. You want that to be able to turn with no problems, okay? Now, you know me, I'm going to set this down. I'm going to add our dimensionals to our little goat. So I'm going to add 3 of them. I'm not worried about his little legs and all that. Just his main body is fine. And then I'm going to do the cake also. Now the cake, I'm a little more going to add some dimensionals. So I put 2 very close to each other so that this cake has a lot of support, but those little candles, because I chose to cut through in the middle of the little candles, so those are individual. You could leave that white. You could also take your balmy blue marker and color the white that's in between the candles, because that's pretty much your background. But I chose to cut them. And so what I'm going to do is I have this little tiny dimensional. So I'm going to cut this in 3s. Okay. So I'm going to take one and I'm going to put it right on the candle flame. And this is just going to add a little bit of support. Now my little things are sticking together. Alright, so here's another one. Just add that on the flame. And the last one. And add that. And that's kind of a pain to do, but it really does secure your little candle flames. You don't want your candles to start bending and look all goofy, right? So I like to do that. Okay, so now we're going to take our cute little goat. And what I did with him is I took the gray granite and I just did the darker on the hooves and his eyes, and then just wherever there's some little lines, and and his little horns. And then I took the light one and I just kind of went in super messy, super fast, because it kind of looks gray and white, like he's kind of layered a little bit. And I'm going to put him like right over here. He's so cute. Take your little, I would put your hand behind here so you can use a little pressure, get those sticky things off your flames, and then take these off. All right, and now I'm going to just, and it's a little crooked, and that's okay. It's kind of a cutesy thing. I want it crooked. I'm doing that on purpose. It looks like he's holding it like, whoa, this is a heavy cake. Okay, so it's going to start out when you give it to somebody, which it may not show that like that in a card, but when they get it, but that's okay. They'll get the whole idea. It's super cute. All right, so now let's take these off. Now there's a couple things you could do. You could move this and maybe add a strip of some DSP over here. And you could, let me make sure my computer stays awake. You could move this over closer to the edge, and you could align your paper to the edge so that this isn't so far inside. I'm holding on to it on the side, so it's kind of, but you could have it a little closer. I'm choosing to put it in the middle because it's still the same difference. You're still going to have to try and get that to turn. I'm assuming you could trim those down if you wanted to, but with the stitching around it, I wouldn't recommend it because it looks pretty like it is. The one thing I'm not thrilled about, but you could probably do something and add a strip of paper, but if you look, you're going to see there's an indentation right here all the way across. And that is from the die. Remember, it's this, and then it has a line in the middle, and I think that's to support that big square die. But you could probably add a little strip of paper or something there. All right, so I'm gonna, did I take the dimension? Yeah, I did. All right, so there's our little card. Super simple. It's really not that difficult. I think I'm going to add, again, these are retired, but I like how they look, and I have them, and I'm going to use them. So if you have some, oh, these aren't the ones I used. If you have some, I say use them. Uh-oh, here they are. These are kind of iridescent, but these are like a solid pearl look. So I'm going to put those on because I think this would be kind of a fun card for a guy too. All right, so I'm just going to add them, just 3 random ones. I like to kind of do things in a triangle when I'm doing 3. All right, and there's our cute little card. Happy birthday, you old goat. I got you a cake, but I ate it. And then again, just kind of accents it. So you don't reveal the sticky on the dimensionals on the, oh yeah, did I not take them off? Oh, I hope I did. Oh, I didn't, but you know what, Tashana, I don't think you have to. I just wanted it raised. I took them off on the other one. I just didn't do it this time because I forgot. I thought I did. But no, you don't have to. You just really want to add some dimension right there so that it doesn't cave your card in. So there's really no reason to take them off. So you don't have to. But that was a good catch because I thought I took them off. But no, you don't have to. It's really just to give yourself some height right there so your card, because it's such a big card. You know, when you would normally put a panel on, you would put something in the middle. And so that's what I would do, is just add that circle, add those dimensions just to give it some support in the middle right there. So you don't have to. So like I said, you could color them, you could make it, you know, a big scene. I thought of putting the little chicken here or something, but these are so big and the chicken's a little smaller. And like I said, these I were just kind of goofing around. I would make your DSP in the background bigger if you chose to do it like this. I just wanted this one to be kind of simple and clean. And to be honest, I was just playing with the die to make sure that it was, you know, how it worked and all that good stuff. But you could add the little arrow right there saying, you know, go downward, because you could go up, I guess, but it's just easier to go down. And so you could put arrows on there if you wanted to, showing which way to go. So those are the cute little ideas. It really is not hard, Carol. I thought, okay, let's see what I'm going to have to do here. I thought it was going to be kind of like the penny thing, you know, where you have to have the circles and, you know, something in the middle. And it's really not. It's super simple. Really, really easy. Okay, so the person that, well, you know what? Before I say who won, let's just go over some quick little things. Housekeeping items. Don't forget the special. If you're going to be putting in a $250 order or more, you're going to get that extra $25 in rewards. So if you're kind of thinking of something that you've been wanting to get, if you're able to get it this month and it's $250 or more, the combination of your order, then don't forget to do it in May, because you're going to get this, well, through June 14th. You're going to be able to get that extra $25. Right, Karen, you are right. Thanks, you guys. So don't forget that. That is something, you know, an extra 25 is always good. Here is my host code for May. Again, joining my team, I just had a team member join yesterday. Welcome, Terry. If you spend $99 on your kit, you get $155 in product. So again, I want to reiterate, a lot of people think they're committing, they're signing an agreement or whatever to continue selling or whatever. And of course that's the goal. We would love for you to stay and try. But some people, the biggest thing is people get intimidated and they don't think that they could make the quota. But right now is a perfect time, because you have till the end of October to reach your quota, which is $300, which is going to be for your July, August, and September month. October is a grace period. That's why we say through October. What's great about that is you have all of the new catalog to get a discount on and buy from. And then the holiday catalog is coming. So you're also going to have access to the holiday catalog. So that is a great, great deal. So if you do get your quota by the end of October, now we're talking about we're into the holidays. You'll be current still in January, and you will have the celebration items and those kinds of things are going to start coming at the beginning of the year. And so it's just kind of, they time it perfect to where we get new things to kind of share and put out there. But there is no stress. There's no video. You don't have to do videos. You don't have to do classes. You don't even have to share with your friends if you don't want to. Your goal is to get the $300 in a quarter. And right now that's through the end of October because of the dates you would be signing up. If you, by October, you're not able to get to that $300, that's it. You just drop off. It's kind of like a magazine subscription where you're not able to pay anymore. You don't want that magazine. You just stop paying. It's just not going to come to your house anymore. And but you can still go buy that magazine if you want to. So that's kind of how it is. You'll just drop off as a demonstrator and you'll become a customer again. So if you're going to spend that money anyway, it's totally worth it. Oh, Sandy, you're welcome. Right, Karen, go for the discounts. Okay, so that is another item I wanted to share. This is a little closer look at all the dies that you're going to get in this set. So it's super cute to add the stars and the clouds and hearts and the little arrows and things. So, and it's really nice for a cute, simple card. And you can see I used 3 different stamp sets with this. So just kind of pick and choose, look at the size of your sentiments or your images and think about what's going to work in there. and you can just see what works and what fits and kind of go with that. Again, paper pumpkins coming. I am excited about this one. Make a splash. It's a little more general, not specific, that you can use it for a lot of different things. It also goes with the expressions in ink, so that's going to be a lot of fun to kind of put those together and play with them. And look forward to my alternative paper pumpkin video. I am going to start trying to do those, and this baseball one is going to be a little bit of a challenge because the cards are so cute that they make with it, but I'm going to be changing it up. I am going on vacation, well, not really vacation, on a little trip this tomorrow. So I'll be gone for just a couple days. I will be live on Sunday, but I will be thinking about what I can do with the paper pumpkin. Carol, I know you stay up late. Thank you so much for hanging out and waiting and going to bed so late. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to tell you is if you would go to my blog, I would really appreciate it, and you could subscribe there. You can shop directly from there. My current host code is always on the right side, and you can just copy that and go right in and go shopping. You can also click a search word there if there's a video that you want to see or anything like that. Jennifer, your order number for this die set is 154336, and it's called Give It a Whirl. It's super cute. I'm loving it. Honestly, I think I'm loving it more than I thought I was going to, so that really makes me happy. So I think my grandkids are going to get a kick out of it because they can have an interactive card, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Again, at the top, the available kits. We have the new kits that I showed you on one of my opening unboxing videos, and those are going to be coming soon, and I'm going to have those listed on that. You could just click the button and choose. I'm going to be having a kit class here locally, and so people can just go order their kits and then come over and craft. So keep that in mind. I am going to start soon. It's a little in the future because I don't have my blog set up for it yet, but I am going to offer PDFs for some classes. It's going to be more like 4 cards. It's going to be out of a particular suite, so I'll keep everything easy. And I'll have a PDF available for 4 different cards. So kind of like what I do in person and when I have classes, because I've had a lot of people ask about my classes if I do them online. So I will be starting to do that. So you can get PDFs of 4 different cards with one particular suite. And I'll use the minimal of other items with it so that it's not so expensive to use different things. But I'll also give you some alternative ideas. But that's coming in the future. And so don't miss out on that. So now my person that I drew, let me find her name. And the only thing I can tell you is it's going to be a card kit with 25 die pieces in it. So I did a card. It's going to be super simple. The only thing you need to stamp is a sentiment. Everything else is a die cut. And it is 25 die pieces that you'll have to put together. But I did all the work. You just have to glue. And it's a beautiful card. So I'm super excited about it. And the winner was 5 Sandy K. So 5 Sandy K, if you are on here, and I think you watch replay a lot. So I need your address so I can send this card to you. It's beautiful. I can't wait for you to see it. And for everybody else, I will be doing a video on this card coming up. Thank you, Gloria. So I hope you enjoyed today's card. I hope you give it a try. Think about those masks, which I call stencils, but those masks that you could really make a background super simple and super fast. So I just really liked this idea because it's just so quick and easy. And you can do that with a lot of different masks and just make it super fun and simple. So I'm going to find an old goat to give this card to. I think it's cute and funny, and we could add some Wink Stella to the cake. I mean, you could add a whole bunch of stuff to it and make it your own. Yes, I really would appreciate you guys liking and sharing and subscribing. I appreciate it very much. It would help my YouTube channel. And so if you could do that, that would be fantastic. And I would appreciate it. We can look and see on our YouTube, on the analysis and different things, it tells us how many people are subscribers and that watch and how many aren't. And I have a lot of non-subscribers, so I would love for you guys to subscribe. And then don't forget to hit the little bell and hit all, and you'll get notified when I come live. Thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate it. Thanks, Terry. Oh, perfect, Karen. That's great. It's so helpful. On my Facebook page, which is Marcie Besecker Designs, I also try to post a little, hey, I'm going live in 2 hours or at 2 o'clock today, or sometimes I'll give a little sneak peek. And I also do some announcements over there of different things for Stampin' Up. So if you'd like to go over there and join me, that would be great. I also have my classes listed there if you're local. Thank you, Debbie. We will. We're super excited. Tonight, we ought to pack our clothes up in there. But everything else is pretty much ready except food and clothes. So it's our first motorhome trip, so we're really excited. I bet. But I do have a whole bucket of crafting I'm taking with me. My husband's going to take his wetsuit and go in the ocean. Too cold. It's only going to be like 56 over there or something, so I'm going to be hibernating and people watching and doing some crafting. It's going to be fun. I'd love to have you join my team. I am always trying to expand my team. We are a fun group. I have a Facebook page for everybody. We do some challenges now and again. And we've been pretty busy lately, everybody, so we're going to try and get back to that. He is athletic. He does a lot of stuff. Thank you, Carol. So I'd love to have you join my team, and now is a perfect time where you get that extra bonus. And so don't delay doing that. It would be a fantastic time to do it, and I'd love to have you. Here's my host code for May. I will give you an update on the motorhome for sure on Sunday. Thank you. Thanks. I'm going to have a good time. I'm excited. So the current host code is right here. I'd love for you to use it. That does help me give away items and things like that. I try to say, what would everybody like, and get some items that I can give away. But this card, this time, I was like, you know what, there was a lot of work into the card, and I kind of think it would be fun. Perfect, Karen. Thanks, Debbie. All right, everybody, you have a fantastic rest of your week. I will see you on Sunday, and I am going to give you an update on my motorhome. See what happens. We keep thinking, hope we don't forget anything that we need. Bye, Tashana. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great day.